Peto Dávid. I am Peter Molnar, and thank you for everybody. As I usually say in Underground Slam Academy nights, I thank each one of you personally. I'm happy for each one of you for being here. And we will keep the introductions short. Just one little thought that Paul Auster inspired me to write the slam poetry line, which is, those have stories who share them. It expresses, I think, that the way it works is not that, or it's true that all of us have stories inside us, but at the same time, they don't really exist until we have the opportunity and a bit take the courage to share them. And the embodiment of freedom of speech called slam poetry is a wonderful space for that. And that's what we will do tonight. And I mean, not all slams will be like stories shared, but they will have, most of them will have elements like that in there. And I will invite all the performers on stage now, just by their first names and without introductions. It has a small practical reason that some of them will have to run, 2-3 of them, because of exams tomorrow. So for a full group picture of the performers, they should be on stage, but it will be also, I think, helpful to express the idea that as they are sitting now, among others here who won't perform tonight, but may perform the next time, that it can help to express the idea that what I really believe in, that each human being, or perhaps even trees, for example, can become slammers and perform in this genre of about 3 minutes, sharing words or silences with others. So think about your performances, those of you who won't perform tonight, and listen, please, the slam pieces tonight with that ear and eye and all senses and thoughts and feelings, that what would be your stories, what would be your idea to share. And just before I invite the performance, I would like to say what was in the description, that this performance originates from 3 Underground Slam Academy nights last August at the Sziget Festival, which were wonderful nights, and I am very glad that Jozsef Kardos, the program director of the Sziget Festival, is here tonight. And the idea we had that here in the city we do a show which would include not all, but many of those pieces that we performed at the Sziget Festival last August, with some additional pieces, and again, and additional performers. And again, I don't do long introductions. You can look it up in the event, the details. So now, without further comments, I just call the performers on stage, and first I follow the event picture so I don't forget everyone. No, first I say Ellie and Sam, please come on stage, because they are not on the event picture because they joined a little later, although Ellie was there on the island as well. And then Rose, Veroni. I mentioned just that Veroni's case, that she came from Slovakia for tonight. And Then Zsofi and Tamas Pajor, Eszter Szvoren, David is already here, then Russell, Timea, Maria, she came from Portugal for tonight. She just arrived this afternoon, like Veroni from Slovakia. Then Kira, Melinda Matay, Alexa, Daniel, and Karoly. So this will be the group of people you will hear tonight. And I asked Dash, our friend originally from Iran, who documented 2 days on Sziget Festival in August, and now he's here to take some photos, to take some picture of us, and then the show will start. I don't hear you. You don't hear me. If I hear you, if you hear me, I don't get, you don't get. My words, your words. You tell me you feel strange about your life. Me too about mine. Often if I was a displaced person in my own city, what can make any living creature feel like that in her own homewood? What has to be done to make any living creature feel like that? How many trees must be cut? How many tree branches must be broken down? The rights of how many humans, how many living creatures must be violated? How many times must we rewrite history without even getting close to what happened? How many times must we deny that we made mistakes? How many times must we show that we are strong? How many times must we let acoustic separation go unnoticed? I don't hear you, you don't hear me. If I hear you, if you hear me, I don't get, you don't get. My words, your words. We had a dream. how many times must we forget? When Martin Luther King couldn't start his most famous speech, Aretha Franklin whispered to him, "Martin, talk about your dream." Martin did that. We had a dream. How many more times must we forget? 1989. Dream reality happens rarely. The Berlin Wall went down, if it still conveys a message. From dictatorship and planned economy to democracy and market economy. That became a house of cards. An intersection of racist, class-based, spatial and acoustic separation that drives people away. All what was in one piece is broken again. And we cannot even talk about it, or if we can a bit, we cannot talk it over. Again, not. Ginsberg's howl. This slam is not about filling out a questionnaire. It's a non-violent howl. In a first step, it breaks down the visible and invisible walls of acoustic separation inside and in between of us. Let's hear what the other is saying. If we say something, let's give up at least our ignorant arrogance. Let's notice they destroy the earth around us. Or more correctly, we destroy it. What a commonplace. But the regiment of men who were doing a conference about how to produce and sell even more air conditioning machines was really here. I saw them in a surrealistic dream. It was not nice. And not only because there was no woman in it. The men without features frighteningly knew what they were doing. They didn't know anything worth knowing. If they did a bit, it was not enough to stop them. They are marching in black suits, black ties pointing to the genitals. A most dangerous dark army. I don't hear you. You don't hear me. If I hear you, if you hear me, I don't get, you don't get my words, your words. When Martin Luther King couldn't start his speech, Aretha Franklin whispered to him, "Martin, talk about your dream." I have a dream. Timmy.
People ask me all the time what it's like growing up in Las Vegas. I only have one word for it: fast. At 13, I had my first taste of alcohol. At 14, I started smoking cigarettes and marijuana. At 15, I started dropping ecstasy every weekend, which we called rolling face, at least back then. At 16, I started smoking OxyContin, which we nicknamed Roxy's, as in, I'm gonna hang out with Roxy this Friday, are you in? By the time I turned 18, we'd switched to black tar heroin. I never shot up, I swear. I only ever smoked it, thank God, but that also meant that I puked as often as I smoked, which was every day in those last few months until I quit. proud to say that I spent my 19th birthday clean and sober at a Narcotics Anonymous meeting with my sponsor, a New York Jew who used to shoot up white china until she quit, earned a PhD, and became a professor. At 20, though, I decided to try drinking again. I used a friend's old idea, knew which bars, didn't look at them closely. At 21, I started doing cocaine just once a month. But by 23, it was every weekend. At least by then, I had learned that if I wanted to do coke on a Friday, I could get to sleep Saturday morning by taking a sleeping pill, though that meant that I would also sleep through all of Sunday. But at least by Monday, I could get to class and kind of be okay. At 23, as I said, I was doing cocaine every weekend. At 24, I met a guy who turned sex into my drug, so I didn't have much use for coke that year. But I still didn't know how to put down the cigarettes or the alcohol. I'll never forget that there was someone back in a Narcotics Anonymous meeting who said that quitting cigarettes was harder than quitting heroin. I laughed and said, okay, but have you ever done heroin? He said, yeah, for 20 years. Have you ever quit smoking? At 25, I finally quit smoking and alcohol. My ex, who was 6 years clean and sober by then, taught me how. On the street, I was told to chew peppermint gum every time I thought about lighting up. With drinking, my biggest concern was what I would have at the bar now that I wasn't drinking anymore. But it quickly turned out that not drinking also meant that I was not going to bars because I didn't have much to do there anymore. And then COVID happened, of course, which made that a whole hell of a lot easier. At 26, I quit sugar, caffeine, I quit carrots, peas, nuts. I mean, I even quit fruit for years. I became so good at quitting, I called myself the queen of quitting. At 27, when I quit sex, I mean that I also turned my head away from people in the street that I found attractive. And then at 29, I decided to start bringing it back. The sex, the food, yes, even chocolate cake. A month ago, I drank 4 deciliters of an IPA. Turns out I still love that bitter taste, the carbonation on my tongue, but I went home that night already sober and absolutely loving it. Can I tell you what I'm most addicted to these days? I'm most addicted to being present in this body, this precious, temporal, breakable, immensely intelligent machine I spent all of these years running away from. I'm addicted to her wisdom, her teachings, how she shows me to slow the hell down, tune in, and live. I mean, really live for the first time in 30 years. Thank you.
Tamas Pajor.
Hi, this is the poem of the real Eastern European little man. It's in 5 or 6 languages. I try to say it by heart, but maybe sometimes I need to look into it. I come from Hungary, center of the world. Понимай русский und Deutsche bitteschön. My country is Tel Aviv, ein bisschen zurückfahrt. Puskásocsi, sorry, it's just a memory now. A Bolshoi theater is general problem. New system love story, das is game over. Communist bureaucrat get all the capital. Emigrant cselovék make offshore everywhere. Paprikás und Gulasch verkaufen Csinovnyik. This is a souvenir and handmade republic. Arrivederci, commandant Polizei. Don't say bon appetit, industry cannibal. Voistenk bungalow, going to holiday. Klein dolce vita, let me communicate. Adieu und Autobahn, live happy lager. West Europe green grass, bonjour zusammen. I take my Zubehör looking for Angebot. Please give me best price when I go rent a boat. Bambino make me discount on the market. Nem no gap devisa have in my pocket. Big deal with small money, but life is wunderbar. Ich bin nicht movie star, I am not Kanzler. Učica minimal paruski Ferguson, Harasho antworten if you can understand. Espresso, café, spaghetti Milano, second-hand blue jeans, buying from Chicago. Reception gentleman calling to cocktail bar. Minimal anglicky sprechen, mein Kapitän. Nur kleine Foto, showing to family. I was there, believe me. Look to my graffiti. No Wiener Schnitzel, no cappuccino. Yankee don't go home, oh sole mio. No l'amour chanson, nein, überhaupt nicht. Nothing can touch me. I am so hungry. I say, Entschuldigung, oh, Mr. Officer. Could I just my life in the universe? What kind of Autobahn going zu Hause? Wo ist Goniec Filma und Generalpause? You don't know anything about my history. Daragi tavarish, I tell you my story. Sovietsky soldati, big boom boom fascist. But Malenki robot started so rapid. KGB follow me everywhere, ulica. I was not Gagarin, fly away, commissar. America freedom was under a cosmos. Some is that burning, Krasnaya Moskov. Grandpapa ratata comité partisan. Grandmama singling Stille Nacht Madrigal. Tannenbaum kalendár, celebrate ungefähr. Djed Maros coming soon, good price für Zimmerfrei. Papieren Dokument, Razgavar Diplomat. Underground Restaurant, money change acrobat. Spazieren Konsulat, give me a passport. My home was jailhouse rack, liebe ambassador. Ruski Armadia was hasta la vista. New Global Network, Company Neue Wirtschaft. Narodný government dělajet Narodný credit boom. We feel cost future, we will know very soon. Going to .com, Canaan didn't come, but made in China, get food for everyone. Camera broadcast everywhere, everything, but now I am hungry for more and let me sing. Hungary is hungry for more.
Eszter.
So, is this on? Yeah. So when you collapse, remember, there's nothing to be afraid of, it's just your personal apocalypse. You're stuck on Calypso's island because you decided to choose that false sense of security. You believe because you made yourself believe that you're a castaway. You learn to fear. But when you collapse, remember, there's nothing to be afraid of, it's just your personal apocalypse. If you don't feel pleasure, you won't feel pain. If you don't try, you can't fail, but you're a prisoner of your own safety, and your comfort zone is just like a vacuum storage bag stuck to you with nowhere inside, but hey, at least you save space for others. You're a slave, but at least you are the slave holder too. So when you collapse, remember, there's nothing to be afraid of, it's just your personal apocalypse.
The nymph promised that she would make you live forever, but immortality is impossible to give, not because of the forever part, but because no one can make you live. You have all pieces of your broken ship, all the wood, the sails, even the wheel, and you don't rebuild it. What are you waiting for? The Deus Ex Machina, someone who gives you a ship, someone who takes you back to Ithaca? You believe because you made yourself believe that you can do it yourself. So just stay here until you die, wait and then live a long life. But when you collapse, remember there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just your personal apocalypse. Sing to me of the man Muse, the man of twists and turns. Make me believe because I want to believe in this man, in the ship in Ithaca. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just my personal apocalypse.
Ellie.
It all started when I watched Soviet tanks roll into this city. Life is difficult with combat tanks rolling around in your head. The noise is constant, and the rumble disrupts us. My parents and I escaped. We ran away and became displaced persons in Canada. Eventually, I became a teacher, and I taught other refugees, young victims of war and natural disasters. And I wanted to ask my students every morning, hey, how are the tanks in your head this morning? Your lost relatives, did they come to you in a dream, send you love? They never stop, you know, the tanks. So just accept it. Now, let's study the verb survive. Soon, you will be mocked for being the hardest working student in all your classes. Then, some of you might be accused of assassinations and terrorist attacks in countries far, far away. Places you've never even heard of, but they'll blame you. And then after that, they'll come up to you and say, hey, how come you dress better than we do? Who do you think you are? Do you think you're better than us? And then they'll accuse you of trying too hard to fit in. Because you're just a kid. You're just a kid trying to fit in. While all your relatives and your ancestors are watching, and the loved ones you left behind are waiting. Will they see you again? Will you even recognize them? Now, let's continue. You, over there, taking notes? Your father wants you to earn 100% in all your classes. Yet you held the dying bodies of 10 family members before you reached the age of 15. And now you are a surgeon, a respected healer, fixing broken bones, backs, spines, knees, hips. And you, scribbling in your notebook, yes, you, yes. You saw your entire city reduced to ashes. Today, you build beautiful buildings, safe and comfortable for families. And you, with scars all over your face, will heal. And you will beautify others because you know how it is. You know how it was. And the child soldiers, you threw your guns behind you. And you ran through forests, you ran through jungles, you ran across deserts. Some of you even swam across the Mediterranean. And now you teach. You teach math, you teach science, you teach singing, you teach dancing, because such is your joy, and you bring us hope. But when you are older and left alone, you will want to go home like they told you to. Why don't you go back to where you came from? And you will. You will go back to where you came from. But your language has become distorted. The space you hold is strange. People will call you an exotic stranger, an outlier. But you know that you have survived. Thanks.
Alexa,
A woman walks home alone at night. If she thinks a man is following her, this is what she might do. Cough loudly, with emphasis on phlegm. Talk on the phone to no one. Dial 911 and keep the screen open. Take out her knife, which is a terrible idea. Place her keys between her fingers like Wolverine's claws. Cross the street. Send out a menacing aura. Or she might stop and look to see his face. A woman walks home alone at night. She's wearing green tights, a black dress, and a slim coat. She has left a party, and the streets are deserted. She has walked the route many times and knows it well. Her hands are in her coat pockets. It is cold, it is quiet, and she walks quickly to get home, thinking of a hot shower and a soft bed. But she doesn't hear the man following her, so she can't protect herself from what he is about to do, from what he intends to take by force and blood, if necessary.
Mária.
can feel the swords of the world pushing me against the wall. If the pen is stronger, the world is the strongest of all. I can feel the size of a hole becoming opposites with a soul sign. Someone told me to sign into a war where no one chooses sides. I can hear the silence outside, the silence that I chose for myself. I can pray to God to guide me, the God that I raised in myself. I can say that it's too good to find out who is that self of mine, but if I choose to be silent, I'm a partner in crime. Thousands of people dying in Gaza, milhares sem água, sem casa, sem expectativa de futuro. Dizemos sem ferramentas para entender, deve ser duro. Para conseguir adormecer sem esse mergulho na culpa de sobreviver, I swear, eu juro, I would love to do something to help. What can I do? You know, except sending money, expressing my opinion too loud, stepping outside my comfort zone. Today is too cloudy, I'll change nothing alone. And that manifestation is too crowded, I swear, eu juro. I don't get why humans are like that. I don't know why. We watch TV, we cry. At night, we go to the Mac Drive, supporting the gun market. Almost everyone wants to change the world, to be remembered. Almost everyone can see the reality outside getting blurred. Peace is becoming history, speeches censored. How to be free is an eternal mystery. I just feel that we cannot surrender with so much luxury right next to such misery. In every election, the extreme right is gaining power. Some close friends wondering about going in that direction. In my country, a fascist is applying to the presidency because we fear the increase of immigration. Trump talks about walls. The walls I told you before, the borders will not fall if we are growing it in us. Our hearts are way more difficult to restore. I'm overwhelmed, assoberbada, pelo tanto que faço a não fazer nada. The earth is hitting while we are eating each other, scrolling for hours, avoiding our thoughts and getting bothered while we say we don't have time to do different. I'm not even sure if I'll make any difference. We are in the same boat, so I'll do my best to let go of my walls, let the pen flow, and at least to use my voice for everyone who cannot have the same choice.
Russell.
Please forgive this brief explanation, for I hope you are from a country more civilized than mine. In the United States, we have an open possession law, which when I first performed this piece, there were 22 states in which you could carry an open firearm into most establishments. Today, there are 36, and I only imagine that will increase under the current regime. I first saw this over the summer while I was back in my home state of Indiana. I had gone to a CVS because I needed shampoo. CVS is like a Mueller or a Douglas. And as I parked my car, I saw a man walking into the store, tucking a gun into the back of his belt, and I thought, he must really need to wash his hair. So I wrote a poem about it, and it's called Put 'Em Down. Put them down. Put down your guns. Put your guns down. Put the guns down. Put down the guns. Melt your knives. Disarm your bombs. Put them down. We watch wars rage through the windows of our phones, of our screens, from our televisions and from our phones and from our computers. But we don't see the wars that rage behind the windows, because those windows are doors. And they're doors to the kitchens, they're doors to the bedrooms, they're doors to the living rooms, they're doors to the cultures that we don't see. So put them down. Put down the guns. Put the guns down. Put down your guns. Melt your knives. Disarm your bombs. And put them down. Love. Love is lethal. Love wins. But you tell me words have power. But my words fall silent on a cacophony of cannons loaded by ears that are deaf. So put them down. Put down your guns. Put your guns down. Put down the guns. Melt your knives. Disarm your bombs. Put them down. And pick up your hearts.
Zsofi.
I've had enough of you. I'm done with you always blaming me for everything that went wrong in your life. You should be happy. You should be glad. I'm the one you should be thanking for all that you have had. I'm so done with you always questioning me with that dissatisfaction in your eyes, always asking, why? This better than thou mentality of yours, this there but for the grace of you go I. It's the other way around. Your lofty ideas of money and success and family, but all that, of course, all that, but with love. You would have never gotten to where I am now without my push and shove. So I'll burn down your forest of thoughts. Your sea of consciousness, I'll drain away. I'll bomb down your city of dreams. I'll send an apocalypse your way. And yet, your voice won't hush in my mind. You, the child I used to be, demanding, controlling, and pretending to still be a part of me. I never did do the things you told me to, never did pursue your dreams. I went out instead to earn money and afford myself more comfortable means, and I knew of your wishes that would not satisfy any, but I hope that these new amenities could just as well make you happy. Yet here you are, my younger self, demanding, controlling, but most of all just crying with no relief. And at times like these, I just want to hold you and apologize for having given up on our very own make-believe. You have to understand, other times I just grow tired of it all and frustrated. And I'd rather burn down my forest of thoughts, my sea of consciousness. I drain away. I want to bomb down my city of dreams and lay down in this apocalypse coming my way. But maybe I won't do any of that. Maybe I will just say I'm sorry. And so your sighs of anguish won't sound so loud. And maybe you'll finally forgive me. And maybe a little bit, just the tiniest bit, even be proud.
Kira.
I just want to burn in the rain. I've never been blinded by such light. I've never not understood pigeons. I left far away 1,076 kilometers where there's no light, no sound to find, no self to find. Fake mirrors and fake languages, breaking glass with broken words, communication out of irony, living, breathing out of pure irony. Burning, burning, the cold is burning, my bones are freezing, my mind is aching, and I'm not here, and I'm not there, I'm nowhere. I just want to burn in the rain. I was literally never born to be alive. I was never born to be something else, somewhere strange, somewhere fucking ugly, disgusted, deformed, depersonalization. Personalizing my own agony, my own comfortable apathy. There's no way out from the blue-white lights, which are only clouds. I just want to burn in the rain. To be dead somewhere I belong, to belong somewhere I can be dead at, to belong. The memory of the rising sun in my solitude, the bleeding sorrow of remembering, all the hurt to smoke it all away, numb thoughts, dumbed down, and I'm not down, just upside down. I'm only high up in the forever gloomy sky. I just want to burn in the rain, to burn the rain. Please, just forgive the distance from myself. There's no sun for me in this northern country. I'm the moon on its deathbed, and the pigeons will never talk back.
Veroni.
Have you ever been a statue? Can you stop the time? Did you ever get stuck under your own ruins? You just accepted that you're broken, and just like Grandma used to say, even 6 feet of cold ground won't push the reason out of you. Life became my stage, And the role of being all right is so far one of my best performances. Although I should have stood next to my sisters. But when they said me too, I just gave them a tap on the shoulder. Because once you are seen as a strong and independent woman, you can never break again. You should be a shelter for others and just leave yourself at the doorstep where, just like cheap soap, you slowly deteriorate. I should be ready, but I'm not. I can't say it out loud. I'm silent, rotting from the inside out. I'm caressing my rumpled soul, pushing it down with atlases. Maybe the weight of the world will iron it. Maybe it will comfort me that out there might be someone who had a worse day, because you could be killed, left alone in the mud. Either way, they say it won't count if there is no evidence or blood. And who will you tell? Where would you go? If you scream, everyone will know. Then suddenly time starts to slow. You did get your breath taken away by your face being pushed into a pillow. Meanwhile, your body is moving without you. It happened. No way back. I am a statue. You know, I thought ugly girls don't get hurt because our thighs are just too fat for the short skirt. Isn't it ironic how you hated your body your whole life? Now someone came and took it and they didn't even need a gun or a knife. So, was it my fault? Was I asking for it? What if I say it out loud? What will happen when I tell my story? What if my mom will find out? I'm fighting myself in this one-man ring, speechless, frozen, melting. Did I deserve it or am I a victim? Like a fucked up clock, I'm ticking on the same moment. I take me back apart and try to make myself whole again. I go to sleep as a survivor and wake up as a victim. I'm drowning in this self-sabotaging whirl and I can't swim, scrubbing my shame layer by layer, thread by thread. I became a corpse wishing to be actually dead. This is not my body. This is a hollow morgue. Go on, push your hand down this throat. Go on, look for my soul. All you will find is my swallowed whole soul. Come to me, my demons. Rip apart these ruins. It's so much easier to heal when you can actually see a bruise. Choking, squeaking, laughter, anger, anxiety, this repetitive curse. So I will scream chaos and let the sky break. Make all the infinities fall back into place. Fuck the shame, the blame, the guilt. Who will find out? What will they think? I'm taking down the rope from my throat. I hurt myself enough. It's time for healing.
Maria.
So, is this on? Okay. I'm from Portugal, as Peter said before. And in Portugal, we lived 48 years of a dictatorship. On the 25th of April of 1974, we had our silent and peaceful revolution. We put some flowers in guns, and in that day, our freedom started again. Last year we celebrated 50 years of freedom. This year, the extreme right is increasing in my country, and one specific candidate is applying to the presidency, and well, let's see. So this poem is to appeal to people in my country to vote for the democracy wherever they choose. They choose to vote that we keep our, for us to have that right, and so on. Yeah. So I'll say a Portuguese poem about freedom. It's called Silêncio do Cravo, Eterna Vila, and it's about that. Probably you will not get it, but I hope that you feel it. Cada vez mais noto que se não tivéssemos direito ao voto, quereríamos mais saber de quem corre hoje ao poder. Pois no gesto de ir votar, embora só um voto não valha nada, talvez nos tenha vindo salvar essa afirmação já estar datada. Pois seja a tinta vermelha ou preta, é de louvar que o lápis não seja azul. Porque se Deus anda de facto a escolher profetas, certamente não trará saúde, nem líderes com outras metas que não sejam a da mudança e a da bonança sem tempestade civil. Porque um português de bem não é o mais valente e viril, mas é o que mais se contém de comer todo o pernil. Se a mesa não é de ninguém, não está cheio o barril, até o que fortuna não tem, guarda para o fraco e para o febril. E uma manada de 100 não cabe toda num canil. E somos muitos portugueses de bem a gritar por abril. Pois seja pátria, família ou igreja, que tente tirar o batom mulheril, será exatamente o mesmo que beija a vontade febril de domar a fera que deseja dominar o covil sem que ninguém o eleja. Que morde então a medalha, que ninguém lhe pregou no peito, pois mesmo de mãos e pés pregados não passa por salvador quem não travou batalha que não seja pôr-se a jeito dos facilmente enganados por terem tamanha dor, que já nem veem a gralha no que ainda não foi feito, por guardarem ao passado outro tanto rancor. Mas o público lembrar-se-á de si, Senhor, não pelas suas vitórias, mas pela raiva, grito e gestos, porque em todas as grandes histórias há momentos mais indigestos que vêm lembrar o mundo que 48 anos de freio, divididos ao segundo, resultam em quase 1,5 milhão de silêncios profundos. E há guerra, cujo fim anseio nós não somos imunes. Se acharmos que nos é alheio e o deixarmos impune, 74, creio, veio lembrar o que nos une. Que juntos somos mais fortes contra toda esta atrocidade. E no meio de tantos cortes, rezas para fugir à morte, a nossa única sorte é o que foi dia 25, defendido com tanto afinco por um Portugal em liberdade.
Daniel.
It's the last I hear before it goes black. In a world made out of chaos, nothing ever really changes. It's all ecstasy and death, incomprehensible institutions and people made out of lies that wants to be remembered for something they never did. We became shadows of our own imagination, driven only by violence and sex, slowly forgetting what it means to be living. There is no salvation. Only death and wrath, silence and greed. And your kindness is forgotten in the burning ovens of our cities. Like waves against the rocks, they are trying to deform me. Picture after picture, I'm floating in the darkness. I'm rambling down the streets in my head, in my mind. It never ends. I don't want to be forgiven. I do not want a second chance. I know who I am. I sleep with my eyes opened, and I drink with my eyes closed. And every night I swim in the ice-cold water, screaming at the waves, ready for it to take me. Waiting for it to kill me. But all I can hear is your forgiveness.
Melinda.
Psyche. Over the river, in the seven-towered rock castle, in rooms of past and future, remains doors flung open, wind-waved curtains. We chat. The sceptered, empty-headed, the warm-eyed, the foolish, and the rogue sweethearts. Spacious rooms with narrow ledges beneath unloaded clouds. We ferret in the half-light. The sun scorching our skins. Then they let out, for they long far away, 77 gloomy feathered, speechless clouds. Dear and loving sweethearts flatter sadly to the stranger. The oak observed. My tears rolled in the dawning flourish. I set sail from my petals. The sun blazes the horizon.
Zsofi.
I can scroll through social media like there's no tomorrow. And tomorrow I will continue scrolling like I haven't seen the same clickbait-worthy articles yesterday. Bride surprised by bridesmaid's surprising revelation. Employer surprised by employee surprisingly quiet quitting. Surprising surprise surprises everyone. Really, I'm surprised I haven't had enough of it. But I have not. I eat it all up. All day, every day, I can keep consuming and consuming, and I will never be satiated. It's the new addiction, they say. Like we needed one more thing to be addicted to. Like I needed one more thing to be addicted to. Besides the work, I can't seem to take my mind off, gnawing away at every waking hour. Besides the coffee, I tell myself I only drink in order to not be able to take my mind off work, but it just helps contract my muscles to pump anxiety through my veins. Like the bottle, my hand gets wrapped around each night. My fingers worked into a neat little bow, the sweet gift I give my brain instead of the sleep I withhold from it. And yet, I couldn't stay addicted to you. The one thing history, society, movies, Netflix series, bumper stickers tell, no promise, no demand, that you can and will and should stay addicted to. You should be able to give up any habit except for the ones that tie you to the other person, your significant addictive other. Well, I failed. I became non-addicted to you. And I'm not even surprised. See, you were too sweet, whereas I need my men to be like the headlines I read, the work ethic I have, the coffee I consume, the alcohol I drink, a little bit toxic, a little bit bad for me. What can I say? I'm on rehab. Maybe I'll always need my habits to exhaust me a little bit. I can't change that, but I can probably make wiser choices in the habits I want to be exhausted by. I mean, I've taken up running, so I guess I could take up running to a more sweetly exhausting version of you, someone I can finally get desperately, but so reassuringly addicted to.
Karoly.
Am I meant to pity Prometheus? I often like to think that he thinks the way I think he thinks. See, I think he thinks to himself, I'd much rather that blasted bird stay by my side and feast on my liver endlessly than let the pain go, only for it to come back again. But then again, maybe our dear Prometheus developed a taste for pain. Is it doubt in his sense of self or in his purpose that fills his mind in his solitary moments? Or is it longing for the next bite? Does he think of humanity and the flame he gave us? Or does he think of Zeus and his punishment? Or maybe he dreams of that strong beak digging into his flesh, the pain more and more intense with each passing moment. And it keeps building up until he sees the bird ready its neck for one last strike, and then a sweet release. Or maybe he compares himself to other sinners, saying, am I no better than Tantalus or Sisyphus? Vanity, selfishness. There's no why in selfishness, there's only I. Had I the same torment as those two, it's not the boulder I'd have to be rid of, nor the hunger, nor the grapevine, nor the hill. There is only I in selfishness. It's I have to be rid of if I want to be free. Free like Icarus. Free like a bird. Free like Icarus. Son of a genius, himself a fool. Some would call the son of Daedalus. Was it joy that lifted him so high from the ground? Or was it fear that drove him to the point from which one can only fall? As for me, I mourn Icarus, and within him, the world's shortest-lived addiction.
Rose.
Biztos rosszul csinálom ezt most. Ez még nem a része az előadás. Köszönöm szépen. So hi, I'm Rose and I'm from Hungary. So I never get bored with the question, are you hungry? I'm coming from the District 8 of Budapest. Does anybody know where District 8 is? It's the deepest point of the city, the Marijuana Trench. I'm from Hungary, so I'm a real pro at committing slow and enjoyable suicide. Okay, other nations may call it love, but we are Hungarians. We have our own love Bible called Drama Sutra. Just fall in love with the wrong person. I mean the wrongest one. You can find this type in District 8 for sure. The real red flag is not a red flag like a communist one, but the green card. Telling on the very first date that I had a difficult childhood. I got PTSD since my cat ate my hamster. I drink too much, I smoke too much, and of course I'm a fuckboy, so we can fuck, but I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Just forget my name and I forget yours. We are Hungarians Anonymous. We do not suffer from alcoholism. We enjoy it. Our nation is imagination. Imagine all the people judging everyone. You may ask, are you vacation abroad? You are rich. Did you go by a low-cost airplane, especially Wizz Air? You're a loser. Is it not good for you at home? You are not even Hungarian. Are you Hungarian? You are so lucky. You could be from North Korea or Texas. Are you burnt out? Yes, but I don't even work. So you don't have a job. Then you are a gypsy. Do you lend money? You are Jewish. Don't you lend? You are Jewish. Do you ride an electric scooter on the sidewalk? You are a public danger. Do you ride a bike instead of driving? You are a green, liberal idiot. Are you liberal? Then you cannot be a patriot, never. Maybe a matriot? What? Matriot? Are you a feminist? Because no one fucked you. You've been fucked. You're a whore. Are you a whore? Then you are nobody. Did someone beat you? That's your fault. You provoked that. Do you have children? That's your problem. You don't wanna give birth at all? You selfish bitch. You're taking selfies on the beach? You are just a money-hungry wannabe influencer. Are you hungry? No. Just from Hungary.
Sam.
Language is a performance, a mask. The more you learn, the more you realize you can't express the same thing in two tongues, and it's too tedious to try to talk about it twice anyway, so I'll say it this once. Nietzsche said that language isn't fit to talk the truth, yet some others say thoughts only exist in the frame of words, or thinking is limited to language. And it's fascinating, really, English as a second language. Many native speakers don't even know all the rules, and we are taught all of them. We're trespassing. We're conditioned to use conditionals and know them by number, and heaven forbid we mispronounce or conjugate incorrectly. They laugh if you have an accent, which is funny to begin with, because doesn't everyone? Should we be ashamed of ourselves and choose a new place to be from? Shed your skin. Adopt a new persona. Even your voice is different, but if I talked in my natural accent, they'd laugh and ask if I'm from Russia. Nem, bazd meg, magyar vagyok. Bye. And I quoted German on my mother's side, but ich kann nicht Deutsch sprechen, vagy mi? The thing about identity and language is that you can speak how you want and hide all you want, but if you stub your toe, you'll shout the same words as your father would. Yet you switch to English when you open up. You're translating, you're borrowing words, you're borrowing emotions, you're lying, you're not sad, szomorú vagy. I'm not a sinking ship, I'm a süllyedő hajó, I can't lose yet, még nem, még livelni van tolok. I almost exclusively wrote in English when I was lonely. I suppose it was a nice way of having someone else's tongue in my mouth, but now when I write letters, I find myself lying if I write in another language. I love you will never mean the same as szeretlek. You say I love you as a way of thanking someone for something trivial like making pancakes, not the same as palacsinta, by the way. You don't even mean it. The ancient Greeks had 7 different words for love. The Japanese have 3, and even we have 2. They say words aren't enough, but then what is enough? I'm a two-tongued snake who lies no matter what language he speaks. Language is not just a mask. It's a cage, it's a wall, and by learning more, you're just expanding the labyrinth. Language is the ship of Theseus, and you, the lonesome warrior, have lost the golden yarn of meaning. Words shorten, they become letters, and the only one that remains is I, the one lost, incomprehensible word you are left with, and the rest is silence.
Russell.
America the Beautiful. America inhabited, yet discovered by an Italian on a ship financed by the Spanish, sailing in the wrong direction. But today we greet you with a French statue. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. Though today, we mostly behave like asses. That's not on the statue. We could be better. America, land of the free, home of the largest per capita incarcerated population. America, land with the free, home of the brave, unless you use a capital B and refer to the indigenous, who are now confined to minimal kilometers in unusable land. America, land of the free, home of the brave. America the beautiful. I wish I could remember what wisdom was. I wish I could remember what those words were I first heard. Because now it's lost in politics. It's lost in words. It's lost in laws. It's lost in everything that I've ever heard. I wish I could go back and remember what it was when I first heard this idea that there could be freedom without capitalist violence or without violent capitalism. I wish I could remember what it was when I first heard that there could be freedom without killing tens of millions indigenous people. America the beautiful? America the red, white, and who? America the red, who, and blue? America, the who, white, and blue? No. America, the you, and you. No, 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 not even that. America, the you, and you, and you, and you? Even better. How about only America the beautiful with everyone and every you?
Maria.
I was raised by my parents em Disney, with different kinds of love. Os meus pais amam-me para sempre. Disney taught me how to desire to be forever loved by a charming prince on a white horse with a hoping glimpse to be my lord. He doesn't know me, of course, but he has a sword, is brave and moves forward, so I'm supposed to love him instantaneously.
to be fragile, insecure, and a little bored, to open my window through a long cord, desiring to be the queen of his chessboard, to sleep on his chest after he scored. Oh, to be a princess, the Disney Awards. Oh, I just forgot. It cannot be that simple. Princes aren't easy. Yes, we look light, shiny, and breezy, but we don't kiss on a first date. Unless we are sleeping and we don't know our mate. Wait, that's rape. How inconvenient. And we see princes cringing, trying to engage fast without seeming too clingy, because the kind of magic to know the love of your life. And it's not even about his ideals, dreams, or vibe. It's about how tragic was the path he did. How many enemies defeated. How big is the pain you would be able to feel to protect our house and babies while we milk and we bow. It's about how many skills he has. He must know how to fight, to fix, to build, to have sex, of course, with me and only me. Not because he wants to, but he took a vow, and we all know that the shoes only fit on my feet. I would love to believe in love at first sight. But what Disney didn't know is how scary it is to go from a prom to my house, no wand, no show, godmother or mouse, trying to not find Cinderella on my glass, hearing, do you mind, with a hand on my ass, making up a boyfriend to dignify my no, not even knowing anymore how to walk slowly. The time went back. Ooh. We must forgive. We must forget. We must repeat until some of us just scream, we won't take this shit anymore. The truth is, we can distinguish well the bad from the good ones. I know I should to choose one to whom I'll lose my 3 ones, and we would create a family tree that grows and grows, and how it started only God knows, but we keep repeating the same story with white dresses, rings of white gold, not even guessing that that story Disney told us is about capitalism and how they sold women rights cheap with a hard day's cold because they see us as objects, servants, and factories. And the fact is, we care, but we cannot fake with these, fuck with these, manualize, shit in these, still disguise and freeze. Ooh, the time went back. We must forgive. We must forget. And the sad news is we can distinguish well the dragon from the prince. And the truth is, the story Disney sells is changing ever since. Maybe I'll marry a princess. Maybe I'll become the king. Maybe you're killing the birds and rabbits before they learn how to sing. But when I open my window, it's not a fairy tale that I see, because I need to be alive to fight for my right to be happily ever after, which means to be free.
Veroni.
I saw my generation staring with blank brains into the future. I met the ones who believe that they are data, zeros and ones. The ones who wanted to become patterns and colors all got questioned, forced to choose. Who you gonna be? They say I need to find myself, but I never been lost. Like there is only one me. I'm a woman. Try to count my personalities, baby. I'm supposed to be nurturing, polite, the lady of the house. My life goal should be only to find a spouse. Acidic expectations poisoning us. Deep throat that opinionated come. Go on. Spread your legs and hush. Languages, cultures, identities swirling in me. Sometimes I'm calm, a floating cloud on the sea. Other times I could fight bears and write flames. Then I'm a fragile woman. Just like a grenade. Your gentle sex costume doesn't fit me. Always a 2, that's what I am. Too intense, too sensitive, too much, but never convenient or steady enough. So tell me, how could I be stable if I just found out that equality refers to me as well? That I can be successful until I am not more successful than a man. I want to be unbroken, but I can't. Because I'm just another girl who had to write a rape poem. Another girl forming a boxer out of keys, walking home. Another no, disregarded, flying out of the motherfucking window. A vessel, a wounded slut, a glitch. But guess what? We still stand with professional feminists. So strike the match, and we make love to the flames. Put us on a stake, tear down our clothes, push us to the darkness, and we will give birth to the shadows. Try if we float, throw stinging stones. Where the fuck is that fire? We need to force swords. Burn, burn, burn. We inhale smoke to spit inferno. Burn, burn, burn. Calling on our grandmothers to return. Burn, burn, burn. Then, sisters, it's your turn. Because you were wrong, mortals. We are not only shells. Run. This is how we cast our spells. Cítiš váhu na celé bytosti, smútok, depresia ti tvoria kosti. V zrkadle vidíš len rozmazaný obraz, toto nie je šťastie, toto je podraz a toto nie som ja, toto je tvoja schizofrénia. Ó nie, toto nie som ja, toto je tá boszorátszká mágia, mert menekülnél, de nem engedlek, minden isten sír, veled feletted, szakadjon az ég, viszed a szégyenedet, rohanjanak rád azok a végtelenek, eredjenek meg a női nyelvek, számon kell kérni a abúzív retket, red mademoiselle, víz in the town, I'm ready for a fight, just hold my gown, inhale, puff, puff the female energies, puff, puff, inhale, breathe in, release, cause doomsday came and we won't play, patriarchy is what you gotta pray away, so welcome in the world of woman power.
Slam Bridge. Nem adok gondolatot rímért. I don't give a thought for a rhyme. Aszlő. Rég láttalak, long time no see. You write me that you think about me a lot. Me too, about you. I am sorry that I still don't know how to say it in Turkish. Kuzucuk, little lamb. I know this word. You are from Istanbul. I am from Budapest. Capitals of past empires. It's written in your identity card, Muslim. Either I have to be afraid of telling my religion or not. I like when you say it, Inshallah. Father, long time no see. You left before the dictatorship ended, before you told me how you caught the rhythm of a hug. But you said it many times. The strongest is the one who can win also against himself or herself. May this sentence of yours find its way, like runaway slaves in the United States towards the north through the Underground Railroad. Like Paul Robson's slave song through the Cold War and the Atlantic Ocean to communist time Hungary with your voice. Old Man River. Victor, long time no see. You are Prime Minister. I am slam poetry champion. We both represent the Hungarians. Our community is a little more democratic than your party. You got power, way too much. We got words in endless numbers. They reach you too. I have known you for long. We go way back. Do you remember when I asked you before sleeping in the dormitory of our law school, what if we manage to create democracy, but someone will get too much power again? No way, you said. We safeguard democracy strong. But what if it happens? I asked again. If someone gets too much power again, you said, that person will be in trouble with me. Victor, long time no see. Do you know the person who got too much power again? Can you talk to him? Can you win against him? If you are the strongest, you can do it. Like my father said. Like the African American girl who slammed this in New York right under the Houston Street in the Blue Stockings bookstore. I can do anything with an unlimited subway card. Victor, would you exchange your power to the freedom of this slammer? Now, honestly, would you rather be an African-American girl, a Turkish CEU student? Victor, do you hear me? Do they show you this slam? Do you have 3 minutes in your velvet prison? Victor, the words are bridges. The bridges are words. I bring you back. Back to be among the slammers. Back to be among the people. Thank you so much for everybody for listening. There are a closing scene. Please stay for a minute or two. I would like to say that I cannot tell how much I love all the people who performed tonight. I am moved by all of them and by your presence. And what we do at the end of the Underground Slam Academy shows, we did it at the Island Festival as well. First, I ask all the performers who are still here to come on stage, and I ask Dash to do, again, a group picture. And then I will ask all of you present, those of you who wish to join us a participatory group picture for tonight. And while the performers, please just come on stage. First, the performers, please come. And in the meantime, I just say that I am very glad that we did it together tonight in cooperation with the Democracy Institute and the Istvan Bibo Free University of the Central European University. And I would like to thank László Brust, Marcel Sebők, and Bence Bari for their help and support to have this nice room and make it happen. And now the group picture, Dash. All performers are here? Okay.
Come on, let's be friendly at least.
Yeah.
Thank you, and wait, David, and now let's see whether some people would like to join, but first, let's do that. So I suggest you do. It's so far everybody survived who joined the group picture. It's no pressure, of course. So obviously, if you join a group picture of the Underground Slam Academy, then you will secure your place on the blacklist of the current Hungarian government. No question about that. But probably some of you are already there anyway, so it's not such a risk. So please join, but again, no pressure. So, yeah, great. Any more people joining? Just, okay, thank you so much.
Daniel?
So,
Where's Daniel?
We should set ourselves free at last. I forgot to mention at the beginning that actually that was the theme. Yes, but everyone read in the invitation and in the Facebook event, so. Thank you. I always forget. Thank you so much.